my name is called BR, and let's start with Age of Wonders, huh?
At first, this game may look really complex. It is filled with tens or even hundreds of various tiny statistics, resources, skills, traits, and so on. And that can be really overwhelming. But when I played it, I remember the golden rule of any game. Just play it as you can and learn along the way. And you know, it worked. It's actually not that complex, and explanations here are great. Also, a very cool thing here is that immediately after you launch the game, you are provided with the opportunity to create your own faction. Here you can create cannibal moles or necromancer frogs, orcs of light, or anything you can imagine, and officially name them as well. To be short, you can break stereotypes as you like. The combat, of course, is the most fun and most interesting thing in the game. Age of Wonders 4 has an incredible amount of different units made with this cool faction creation tool, from fire gremlins to holy moles with wings and nimbuses. Yeah, holy moly is actually here. Battle arenas are gorgeous as well. The design is really pretty and eye-catching. Most of them are filled with some shining details that create this magical atmosphere in which many things die. This is a great game, especially if you like the previous parts or if you are a fan of Heroes of Might and Magic. Synergy. In this visually beautiful city builder, your goal is to build a town to help your citizens prosper. You will need to explore, analyze, and experiment with new things, because the well-being of your citizens is the main objective. You don't want to be a moron dictator, we have plenty of those in real life. Here you will need a deep understanding of the environment to help them adapt and thrive. Newly acquired knowledge will provide you with an essential guide to obtaining resources, ensuring the safety of your people, and optimizing your town. This quest for knowledge will also provide you access to several new buildings, from extraction structures to social spaces, from harvesting points to places of culture. People on Steam are saying that the art style is breathtaking. The game is charming and has very interesting features never seen in similar games. The review score is very positive, so most likely if you try the game, you will have fun. Stolen Realm. The game has a simultaneous team turn system implemented for faster combat and character scaling, meaning that no matter how many people will join you on your quest, the overall difficulty of the game will stay the same. Here, more than 240 skills in 8 distinct skill trees, 500 items, and fun rewarding activities will keep you entertained. Game is in early access, but it already has very positive reviews, so it's a great sign. People are talking that the game is really enjoyable, but best if played in a group of 2 to 4 people. For example, I don't have this amount of friends, so I will skip it and keep my virginity strong with other games, but if you have a buddy or two, invite your both mothers-in-law and have fun together. And after that, of course, you can try this game. Dredge. Dredge is not just a fishing game, it's a fishing game with a twist. After dark it becomes a Lovecraftian fishing game. The world around you is teeming with creatures from the void, and when the night sets in, our worlds collide and cosmic horrors enter our realm. Not as scary as your ex-mother-in-law, but still terrifying things. So ideally you want to return to a harbor before the night sets in, so you won't become a dinner for some malevolent demigod of the depths. You can also dock in some safe location and sleep during the night. Of course, it is easier said than done, because the game uses a very cool time management mechanic. If you do nothing, time doesn't move. Like for real, if you just swing on the waves and admire the horizon, you can stay like this forever. But when you start sailing, the timer starts ticking, and at 6 PM Lovecraftian madness starts to settle in. This is a wonderful and honestly kinda relaxing game. Well, except when you go into mangroves. Oh, it's not relaxing at all. Anyway, the game is absolutely 10 cold beers out of 10. A must play. Train Valley 2. A lot of people like trains, and a lot of people like boobs, but sadly this time it's a game about trains, not the other things, although equally fun and entertaining.
No.
Well, you're probably right. So, as you can probably guess, Train Valley 2 is a train tycoon puzzle game. Here will take your railroad company from the days of the Industrial Revolution and into the future, meeting the needs of the valley's cities and industries. Build the railroads, upgrade your locomotives, and keep everything on schedule without delays or accidents. Well, we all know that you probably want to avoid some derailments. Also, people on Steam are saying that the game is quite challenging at higher levels. Honestly, that is a perspective of your IQ. Be sure you have it. Syberia, the world before. Game consists of 2 parts. In the first one, you will play as a girl who is beginning a brilliant career as a pianist. However, shadows begin to appear over her future at the dawn of the Second World War, and the next part of the story will take action to a year of 2004, where you will play as the girl imprisoned in the salt mine. A tragic event propels her into a new adventure in search of her identity. So you will play in both timelines and explore a fantastic and poetic world with its amazing sceneries. One thing I can say for sure, this game is beautiful. Of course, not as beautiful as you, my friend, but still looking very good. The art direction is at the top level, and it alone should spike your interest in this adventure game with a great story, especially if you like to solve some complicated puzzles and not crack hardest riddles. Oh yeah, sadly the game is not for the weak, it will squeeze your brain power quite well, and all that is accompanied with a symphonic soundtrack composed by Aynon Zur. You probably know his tracks from Syberia 3, Fallout, Dragon Age and Prince of Persia. Also on Steam you can try the free demo version. A short hike. On Steam it has 99% of positive reviews. Yeah, this looks like some kind of a miracle. Games with such ratings do not exist. You know, just like elves or politicians who don't lie. Well, honestly, elves are more common than politicians who don't lie, and games with this rating are even rarer. So this is a gem without a doubt. Here you can hike and climb through the peaceful mountainside landscapes, follow the marked trails or explore the backcountry as you make your way to the summit. Along the way meet other hikers and discover hidden treasures. People who play the game are saying that a short hike is like Breath of the Wild crossbred with Animal Crossing, and the only bad thing about this game is that it ends. And it ends really quickly, about 1.5 hours of your life will be made better by this game. But judging by the playtime of casual gamers, I can see that 9 hours of gameplay is quite a casual time. That can only mean one thing: people are playing the game more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times, more than... well, you get the point, I hope. A masterpiece, no doubt. 8-bit Armies. If Command & Conquer spent the night with Minecraft, 9 months later 8-bit Armies would be born. This is a fast-paced RTS, a very colorful strategy arcade game that is easy to learn for players of all skill levels, so even for you. Here you will collect resources, build up and defend your base, amass your army of tanks and planes, and ultimately crush your opponents. Here you'll find 25 offline campaign missions, 12 co-op missions to play with your mother-in-law, and 10 multiplayer maps that support up to 8 players online. Although speaking about players online, you rarely find more than 10 in total, so if you want to play multiplayer or co-op, you will need a friend or some stranger from Discord. But if you don't have any friends, and of course you don't, keep in mind that the game also has pretty good AI you can play with or fight against. Not as good as Skynet, so it won't take over the world, but it can take over your dignity, so be sure you are up for the challenge. 8-bit Armies is easy to understand and is user-friendly. Also, it is a really well-aged game. Tacoma. This is a sci-fi narrative adventure set aboard a high-tech space station in the year of 2088. You will explore every detail of how the station's crew lived and worked. You will have to find the clues and unravel the gripping story of trust, fear, and resolve in the face of disaster. At the heart of the space station is the facility's digital surveillance system. It has captured 3D recordings of pivotal moments of the crew's life on the station. To be honest, that is a bit creepy to intervene in someone's life like that. Some Big Brother experience, I'd say. So as you explore, the story starts to unfold. You'll use your ability to rewind, fast forward, and move through the physical space of these complex scenes. Examine events from every angle, reconstructing the multi-layered narrative as you explore. People on Steam are saying that the game is really interesting and the story is amazing. A very positive review score confirms that with ease. Manor Lords. I remember when I saw the Manor Lords gameplay trailer for the first time and I learned the fact that it was developed by one man, I was really skeptical. You know, how can an indie game created by one dude look better than Age of Empires 4? It seemed absolutely impossible and reeked of scam. But I was obviously wrong. Also, I'm sure that he got some help after he coined a publisher, which is Hooded Horse, one of the coolest publishers around. So Manor Lords is a wonderful city builder with elements of war. The visuals of the game are great, especially when you zoom in and see all that beautiful grass, all that beautiful graphic cards melting grass. Yeah, my PC froze a few times while I was playing a demo on ultra graphics. Also, I was recording a video in 4K at the same time, so it may have something to do with that as well. The goal of the game is to build a fully functioning medieval city. You start by building a hunting lodge, wood-cutting structures, peasant huts, all that necessary trifle, and you end up with a huge prosperous city of called Beristan. done. I especially like that you can build lots and fields in almost any shape you want, and then your builders and algorithm will do the rest. Also, a cool feature is that you can regrow your forest. You have a special forester building where you can assign your workers and they start reforestation. Anyway, this is a wonderful RTS game. I can recommend it without a doubt. And now thank you for watching, have a nice day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.